True.
Welcome to another episode of the Gamer Dad podcast. I am No Luck. Today, here with me is Sphinxy, and we have Ironside down there in the bottom.
Yo, what's good?
What we're coming here to talk to you about today is actually the price of games. Is what I'm starting with today, and what I wanted to touch on is especially the AAA gaming space. You know what I mean? They get extremely expensive with their games anymore. Even Grand Theft Auto, there's always talks about they should go to $100 now for their release, and nobody's quite sure exactly what the price is going to be on drop.
Oh no, we know what the price is now.
Oh, is it? I didn't hear it.
Yeah. Predators dropped a few weeks ago. It's standard edition is $80, and the ultimate edition is $100.
Well, and that's the problem. I did hear. Okay, so I did hear about that. The Ultimate Edition.
So the prices did drop.
Yeah, there's specific stores and access in-game content that you don't get unless you get the Ultimate Edition. So the full game is $100.
No, hold on. They people are mixing that up. So what they did was, in previous, like GTA 5, when they launched it and you did the Ultimate Edition, you got like some clothing, some tattoos, vehicles, but the vehicles were kind of ass anyways. So instead of having like a spot that you have to go pick it up, what they did was they brought in a couple like special edition shops that are just for that content is all they did. Like all your base shops and all that stuff that you normally see in GTA are going to be there. It's just for the special edition stuff, instead of having it go to like a chest or something like other games, they did actual specific shops for that special edition stuff. Now, the other thing is to find out is for us to get that stuff, even we actually still have to play through the campaign. We don't get it right when the game launches. So we still have to go through the campaign and say at a certain point of the campaign, you'll unlock that special edition clothing shop, tattoo shop, or garage that the couple of vehicles you get are in. So we still have to go through the campaign to unlock it. It's just the people that don't get the Ultimate Edition, you still play the campaign, you just don't unlock that shop is all.
That's still silly. I don't like how they I get it. I get the Ultimate Edition comes with this or that, but they're really trying. Like most companies anymore are really trying to protect stuff behind paywalls and shit now.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not going to disagree on that. I was just giving you the basis on what GTA was doing. That they really ain't locking the game. The story missions are all the same. Everybody gets the same content and everything. And there's going to be a crap ton of shops in GTA. There always is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do know. Like, there's hundreds of games out there now, and they try and monetize in so many different ways. Like Ark, they try and monetize by you buy the game, and then each different map that comes out, plus different types of skins for your dinos, plus there's certain dinosaurs that you can only purchase the access to. They'll run around the map, but you can't do
that
anything
I don't agree
with. Yep, and then there's like Overwatch and Marvel, their monetization is crazy. Now, whenever Overwatch 2 first released, they did have their characters locked behind the battle pass for like the first season or two. And
that I don't agree with. Skins I'm okay with.
Yeah. Now, it was an early access thing, right? So to gain access to the character early, you had to get the battle pass, and you'd have that character for so many days before anyone else. So in essence, it was like a temporary pay to win, because whenever you drop a new character on any game, it's super OP, for the lack of a better term. They always like over buff it. So whenever they first start out, it's real strong.
They never do a
that I don't agree with.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, see, like GTA's, they showed us the vehicles, and you're like, okay, they look cool, but most just like a GTA 5, the free cars that you got for like if you paid for the ultimate were kind of like you used them once, and you're like, these cars are ass compared to what I have now, and you never touched them again. Like there is games too, like what you're saying is that look like weapons that are like overpowered weapons behind a paywall. The only way to get it is you have to buy like the Game Pass, and that weapon is like one of the best weapons in the game.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't agree with, because that's basically pay to win.
Look at the games.
OG Nintendo games.
Going old school.
Well,
This is what I grew up on.
We're going old school.
We used to own that, Todd.
I know. Before paid to win.
Yeah.
It's before paid to win games.
It's before actually cheat codes.
How's it going, Deadfish?
How's it going?
There we go.
Welcome
That's
in.
a little
Welcome
better
in.
now.
Yeah, welcome to
Now
the
it doesn't look
conversation.
like I'm.
Welcome to the conversation, Fish. We're actually talking about the overprice in the gaming scene right now, and how people are trying to, or not people, companies are trying to add different monetization in any possible way they can.
Or to even try raising the price of their games, that half these games aren't even worth $70.
Yeah, you look at some good games anymore, like what was it called? Game of the year last year, Expedition 33. Expedition 33.
Wasn't that like $40?
Well, the problem with that is the ones that are causing all the price jumps are the AAA studios. It's not actually the indie developers. Because if you
absolutely,
look at
100%.
any of the indie games, they range from anywhere from $3 up to 50, 60.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the AAA studios that are jacking up these prices.
Yeah, Expedition,
and for games that aren't worth it.
Yep, Expedition 33 released at $50 for their base game and $60 for their deluxe edition. And that was Game of the Year last year. Damn. You know what I mean? Power World, which is contender of Game of the Year for this year, Power World, $40, if I'm not mistaken. They wanted to keep their original price because people are like, "Oh, you need to increase the price of it," and they're like, "No, because we have a good following. We love our following, and for thanks to everybody coming to play our game and having such positive vibes, they're like, we're going to keep it at that low price." And it's killing Pokemon games, which are releasing at like $80 freaking a game, and you have to specifically buy a system just to play it. You know what I mean? Power World, PC, Xbox, PlayStation, you can play it on whatever. For something like Pokemon, you have to get the Switch just to be able to play it. That's like $1,000 system for the Switch too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, Power World's real good. We all have a server together.
Yep.
Yes, we do. I haven't been on it. I mean, I'll have to get back on it.
Yeah, we
that's like games that aren't worth it neither. Like with going up to $70, I jumped on the other day the new NCAA or not NCAA. It's not NCAA no more. The new college football game, and like Madden, they're $70. They're not worth $70. They come out every year. The games are pretty much identical, except the player names have changed. In college, if people graduated, they're not on the next year game, and it's new recruits that got on. Madden, it's either if a player got traded, he went to another team. It's like, guys, if you're going to charge $70, why don't you have these games come out every 2 years and just do an update every year when the rosters change?
Because that will make them as much money. They can release it every year. Every year they
and people buy it.
Yep, every year they have new players that get drafted from college and stuff like that, or they have new players that get drafted from high school, and that's the best way that they have to monetize all their crap is if they release a new game every year with slightly better graphics. They're just going to keep rolling in money, and they have these bloated studios of people to create the games. And that's their reason for pricing stuff so high. It's like, oh well, all these developers, it takes a lot to make a AAA game. I'm like, not really. In my opinion, in my opinion, Power World and games like Expedition 33, they're in my book AAA titles. They're some of the best games ever. The only reason they're not AAA is because they didn't have 800 people working on them. But they stand up against AAA titles.
Yeah.
The other
Well, and
thing,
like,
Go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna jump back to the GTA thing. Like looking over it, they were saying about the physical edition of it, but there's no physical edition. It's literally just a code.
Xbox
Yeah.
is keeping
Well,
physical editions, I think.
Okay.
yeah. Well, so they came out a little bit later after that because the internet blew up when they found out there wasn't an actual physical disc. That it was you get the case, but there's a code in the case.
Yeah.
And then they said, no, there is going to be a physical disc, but we're releasing it later on around December because they're
Gotcha.
like, there was, I guess, a game last year that when they released the hard copy, somebody at one of the stores took it home and streamed it. They basically stole it from the store and streamed it before the game even got released because they have to send those copies out. If it's a midnight release game, they have to send those copies to the stores in advance, so they could set it out and everything the night to get ready for the midnight release pickups. Well,
Yeah.
yes, somebody took a copy of it home with them and streamed it like almost a week before the game was ready to come out. So Rockstar was like, well, we're not going to release hard discs because of a situation like that. We want people to experience the game when it launches, not get leaks and stuff happening. So they said this. Now that's what they claim. Is this their story now because everybody freaked out? And when they realized everybody was pissed that there wasn't going to be a disc, it's like, oh, we got to do some PR here, people.
Well,
we got to come up with something.
On Rockstar's actual website, like I'm looking at
Yep.
support.rockstargames on their actual website, it says a physical version of Grand Theft Auto 6 Ultimate Edition is not available, but physical standard edition owners can purchase the Ultimate Edition upgrade. So the only edition they have is just a standard edition disc now, and the only way to get Ultimate is if you upgrade through the store.
Right. And the cool thing is what I like what they're doing with the Ultimate now. Most games you have to pre-order during pre-orders to get that edition.
Mhm.
And then once the game launches, if you can't pre-order, you can never get the edition again. Rockstar said, no, you can get the Ultimate Edition whenever you want. And it's only another $20. So like if you just want the standard edition to try the game and you don't want Ultimate yet, you try the game, you're like, you know what, let me get the Ultimate. Or you want to wait to hear what other people say, hey, is the Ultimate stuff even worth paying the extra $20? Talking with GTA, I think my opinion is the $80 for standard and then the $100 for ultimate, I don't think's too bad because if you think about it, look how long GTA 5 lasted. They gave you 10 years worth of content. So Grand Theft Auto 6, they're looking at a 10-year plan again.
Well, the
where
price,
these other games like Madden, they do it every year, and it's like it's not worth $70 what you're giving us.
the
I'm
price,
really looking forward to GTA 6 larger map.
yeah, the price point, in my opinion, should be determined by what the game is going to give. Like Fortnite,
Yeah.
which we've talked about before, a game like Fortnite, that's a game hub. They monetize
Yeah.
in a very smart manner. If you want to get, battle pass, yes. If you want to get different skins and stuff like that, cars, music, you can get all that stuff. You have full access to the game, and everything else is just different skins that you can customize for your experience. Whereas you have
Right.
other games out there like playing Borderlands, or even, for example, Diablo. There's a huge scene in Diablo for PvP. And now they have releases for characters, and they each cost a monetary value for the game. And in base game, there's an actual area for PvP. Now, if I have the base game still and I go into that PvP area, I'm possibly going to be pit up against those players who have the other editions, which have different characters, which have characters that probably just blow my character out of the water because they're from DLCs. And so,
Right.
in my opinion, that's technically a pay to win.
Right, correct.
which make it difficult. That's why one of my biggest things for monetization of games, depending on if it's a multiplayer game, and I don't mean like Call of Duty. I mean multiplayer in the aspect of anyone can just run up on you at any time. So like your Diablo, World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy, anything of that nature. I would prefer a cheap base game price with a monthly subscription to said game, like MMO style. Um, Now, if you go into PvP style of thing, like on your Destinies, which won't be released anymore, or your Call of Duties,
Hey,
then
easy
yeah,
now.
that doesn't matter.
My feelings are still hurt. It's still a sore subject. No, just kidding.
Yeah, I do like how GTA is going to get a larger map. Aren't they putting like all the other maps in this map or something like that?
That's rumored. Years ago, they said what their ultimate goal was for GTA was to make one game and then just expand off that one map,
Mhm.
taking older maps and adding it to the map, and then once they add all the older maps, then start maybe making newer areas to add to the map and just have one GTA. And I don't know. I think it's a cool concept, but at the same time, like, how's that going to work with the way the game plays? Like, if GTA Online for GTA 6 is going to be kind of like GTA 5, where you have your businesses and stuff that you have to deliver stuff. Well, how's that going to work? Like, you have to buy other businesses on those maps and only run those businesses on that map? Or am I going to be
They're
at the bottom of the main map and have to do a drug run like 3 maps across? Like, you know what I mean?
they're turning it live service is what it sounds like, which that's everyone's
That's their
chasing.
ultimate goal.
Yeah, everyone's chasing live service anymore because it gives you the most money.
But
Because there's so
well,
many.
isn't GT? Go ahead.
Well, there's so many different things they can add in to monetize. That's why live service has become
Right.
extremely popular, because they can just throw in things left and right to be able to monetize into the gaming structure to where they could just make money hand over fist.
Right. Now, I'm hoping GTA 6 Online is like GTA 5 Online, where the only monetization they had was shark cards. All the DLC that we got, all the DLCs they released were free.
See, I don't mind having a
They have not
purchasable.
charged for a DLC.
I don't mind having a purchasable DLC. That doesn't bother me as long as um it does not block off other users' access to certain stuff.
Right.
Now, the difficulty with that is again, it's those games like uh, Diablo or Destiny or something like that, where if you make a DLC that drops something major and then it's not going to allow people access to it, then yeah, it's going to cause issues.
Yeah. My biggest issue I had with Destiny was the dungeon keys. Like, you sat there and said, we get a raid in a dungeon every 6 months or every year. It would be a raid, a dungeon. Well, actually, no, in a year it'd be 2 raids, 2 dungeons through a year worth of shit. Well, if you didn't buy the season pass, you had to buy the dungeon key. They basically locked the dungeon behind the season pass. And if you didn't buy the
Yeah.
season pass because you didn't like what was in it, well, you had to buy a dungeon key. Well, the dungeon key was $5 more than the season pass.
Yeah, and that's why a game like that ended up failing. So the content in the game wasn't bad. It's how they chose to monetize it. The monetization of all
Yeah,
this
they went
stuff.
full on monetization with the game.
Yeah, the monetization of all this stuff is kind of what's killing games right now. And AAA companies are
Right.
complaining about, oh, how, it costs so much to do this and that. But it's like, you have so much monetization in the game. And then at a game's release, people complain about certain things, and AAA studios argue back like, oh, well, we had to price it like this because of this and this. And it's like, you do, like, AAA developers realize, but they don't come out and say it, they gain more money off of other price points that they put out and other things that you can pay for than they do on original game sales. and they keep on trying to make an excuse to increase the price of their game to $90, $100, but that's not even where they're going to get most of their monetization from. You know what I mean? But they're just trying to get
Yeah.
money wherever they can, which is just terrible.
Right.
That's what's killing
Like-
games.
Like me, if you say with an expansion, you're going to get 2 dungeons or 2 raids and 2 dungeons when they were doing the yearly expansions, because we'd have 4 seasons through that year. And the first season, you'd get a raid. Second season, you get a dungeon. Third season, you get another raid. Fourth season, you get a dungeon. Well, if you bought the expansion, but not the season's pass, I'm sorry, but the raids and the dungeons should come in the expansion. That shouldn't be locked behind forcing people to buy a freaking season pass. And then if you don't buy the season pass, you have to buy a dungeon key. I never agreed with that.
Yeah, games like World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy, they do it in a very, very good way. And like I said, to make it fair for everybody, games like that having a $5 subscription or something like that would be fantastic. You have 1 million people playing every month. That company is going to get $5 million. You know what I mean? Every month, every
Right.
single month. Now, what they do is they have their expansions to where you can get new stuff in it. You don't have to buy the expansion, but you can get access to the new stuff. And their expansion is like $20, $30, something like that. And that gains access to the entirety of what that expansion is. And how they gain their constant monetary value is through their subscription base. And that's where a lot of their money just keeps being taken from. And you have access, like you don't have access to the new areas unless you get the DLC, but you still have access to the main game fully, the same as everybody else, unless you buy that specific type of DLC.
Right.
And the way games are being monetized anymore, they're just being over monetized, like way over monetized.
Oh yeah. And there's games like a good example isn't World is it World of Tanks? Right? World of Tanks?
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about. Yep.
That's a big monetized game.
Well, those are free to play games, so that's a whole different scale of monetization. So free to play games, free to play games, they're free to play, but you
it's
can't.
a hell of a grind to get this stuff.
Yes and no. Like you've played a little bit of what's it called? Yes, Warframe. Yeah. Now it could take you a month to unlock one of the outfits.
Dude, that stuff's insane.
Yeah, or you can go buy it for like $15.
It almost forces you to buy it. Yeah, it almost forces you to buy it because the grind is insane. Like I like a grind, but goddamn, that's a grind.
The grind for Warframe was very bad. Like I played it for a time, and it was just so. Like to get anything, it took you weeks to grind up enough stuff, to collect enough parts, to make up the armor, to finally get it, and then you had to wait.
I was gonna say, then you had to craft it. Then you had to wait a week for it to craft. And it's like, wait, it takes a week to craft this? It took me a week to get everything. What do you mean?
Yeah, free to play games.
I could have just paid $15 and got it.
Free to play games make more money than normal games because of all of their mass monetization. The whole game is built around monetization.
Right. But then like Warframe too, I don't think they give their DLC out for free, I think, right? If I'm not mistaken, I don't think they charge for their DLCs.
Yeah, so
I think even that's free.
Yeah, and that's because it's a free to play game. All of their extra stuff,
like they're a true free to play game.
Well, so's
if you ask me.
Yeah, so's a bunch of other games. Like there's a bunch of games out there that are listed as free to play. Technically, Overwatch is free to play. Any extra thing that they add is either through Battle Pass or it's just a skin that you can buy.
Right.
Like
so Overwatch tried doing Overwatch probably did it first, but that's what Crystal Dynamics tried doing with Marvel's Avengers, thinking, hey, we'll give everything away for free and we'll just bank on selling skins. It's like, well, then when you saw the skins, you're like, wait, you're banking on these skins to make you money to continue this game? Yeah, that ain't going to happen. And they're like, oh, no, we got this. 2 years later, guys, we're shutting the game down. We ran out of money. It's like, well, you should have been charging a couple of bucks at least for your DLCs and not banked on just skins.
Well,
Especially with the new game that had a struggle start, that had a bad launch. It struggled. It didn't take off until after about a year, until it actually got into a playable state. I'm like, what do you think's going to happen?
I think the issues with games, all of the developers try to turn something like the developer themselves aren't the ones that make these decisions, it's the higher ups in the companies, but it's
Right.
they're always developed in a way where they think of price point first. Now, depending on, I can hear myself through your headset, Todd. But
Like through mine.
yes, I can hear me talking.
What the hell? Hold on. Let me. I know why I didn't open up my podcast,
It's not a
so
big
it
deal.
picks everything up. I was wondering why my mic was going off.
You're just making this more difficult for me to edit.
As if I didn't
No,
make it hard enough for him.
Yeah.
We're starting here, now here, now here, now here, now there.
Let's make this as challenging as possible. Okay, why is it not coming up? It's not loading the profile. I think we're good now.
Okay. Now, one of the main issues that most games have is whenever they monetize their game, they try to monetize it in the popular monetization scheme, right? So, like, there's games that are single player games that come out that have a battle pass, and it's like, no, you shouldn't do that. I believe that depending on the game, they should have different types of monetization aspects. Like free to play game, that makes sense. Sell your skins, sell your battle pass. Now the problem is with hero shooters compared to something like Fortnite, it's a lot different because a hero shooter, I don't think they should have characters behind a paywall. Right? Apex has characters behind a
Right.
paywall.
That's right.
Yeah, so a game like Apex that makes difficulty to, in my opinion, depending on what you are, you're now pay to win because you don't have access to that
Right.
character unless you buy it. Where you have games like Overwatch,
Yeah.
every single character is every single character is accessible. The only thing you have to pay for is battle pass and skins. Every map is accessible, every game type is accessible. I believe that Overwatch does it right. The problem with Overwatch is they
Yeah.
over monetize.
They over monetize.
Oh yeah.
They're
So
only selling skins and stuff.
yep. Guess
The
how
game's
much?
free.
Guess how much skins cost?
I don't know, like $10, $15.
Nope. Nope.
What? 20?
So, yeah, the min
A skin.
price, the min price for just one skin on one character. There's like 40 characters in this game. So for one
Well,
skin
that's
for one
silly.
character is the min price is roughly $20, and they
Whoa.
yeah they do little sleazy type stuff like they also sell weapon charms and stuff, right? Now those are like $5, but to get this skin, this amazing skin, which comes with a spray and an icon and a little coin thing, weapon charm. All this is $40. Now the only way to buy that is, you know, that skin is to get it in this pack, and that pack is 40, 50, 60 bucks. And we're not even,
Crystal Dynamics wasn't even that bad with Marvel's Avengers.
and we're not even talking about the mythic skins. So
Right. Oh my. So
Now-
there's mythic skins.
yes. Now mythic skins have
I
their
guess they're like 30.
no. You're about 1/3 off of that, pal.
What?
Mythic skins are $80.
$80? What?
They have mythic
Dude,
skins for
Crystal
weapons.
Dynamics wasn't even that.
Yep.
What?
And that's what I mean by the over monetization. Like they way over monetize
Yeah.
their stuff. Now I think.
So like,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, so like Crystal Dynamics with Marvel's Avengers, they charged like, it depended on how classic, were they if it was a classic comic book, it'd be like $10. If it was a skin from like an original old classic comic book, it was like $10. They had a rarity, but you didn't pay over 10. It was like $5 or $10 you paid for a skin. Except the only skins that were $20 were when they did a collab with Disney, and they did the MCU skins from all like the Avenger movies, all the Marvel movies from the MCU. They were $20, but of course they're going to be a little bit more expensive because Disney's got to get a piece of that too.
Yes.
But they were the only ones they charged $20 for. Everything else was like $5-10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
that's crazy. $80.
I think the only ones that monetize properly is probably Marvel Rivals.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and even like Tim the Tatman recently said, he said the best game out right now is Marvel Rivals. He's like, name me one game that's better than Marvel Rivals, and to a point, he's right. Because sorry,
I haven't played it in a while. So I really can't
To give you an example,
comment on it.
legendary pack.
Nick, move forward on your. We can barely hear you.
Okay. All right.
There we go.
So
there we go.
this forward a little bit. Okay. Bad stuff happening.
He's gonna start throwing stuff. He's gonna hold out here in a minute.
Okay. So to give you an example of the pricing, the one Battles Pass skin or the one skin grouping that you could buy from the Overwatch stuff is 8,000 coins. Now, looking at Overwatch's coin prices, how much do you think 8,000 coins is?
Probably $80.
Exactly. And that's just for
it's probably
$10
$10 a thousand.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you want to get, you got to spend $100 for a 10,000 bundle. Now, granted, they say, oh, it comes with bonus coins. If you buy the higher bundles, you get more bonus coins. But even the base stuff is like looking at everything, like on their battle.net stuff, their normal prices are ranging from $30, $40. Most of just the single player, just the skin itself for some of these is $20 a pop.
Mm-hmm.
That's more expensive. Like Fortnite only charges like $10 a skin.
Yeah, and that's just for a skin. That has nothing to do with anything your person plays. It is pure cosmetic.
Yep.
Wow. That's about $10 normally. Just cosmetic, strictly a skin in Fortnite's like $10. But then you get the skins that come with like the parachute, the pickaxe, and like a bunch of stuff that's normally like $15 or $20. But it comes with a bunch of extra stuff with it.
Because like right now they have a BlizzCon bundle that is $30. That comes with, it looks like it's a gun, a little buddy, a skin, and one of the spray paints.
Yeah, and then you look at,
and people were worried about Rockstar raising the price of GTA 6 when you're saying this shit.
Well, the problem is
prices before.
But the main thing with that is that is a free-to-play game. You're paying if you want the cosmetics. You can still play the base game. The character doesn't change their fighting style or anything.
True.
Nothing completely changes about it. It's all solely cosmetic.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you don't have to pay that.
In my opinion, certain games require different types of monetization. Like Ubisoft, on one, if not two, at least of their Assassin's Creeds, they had a battle pass. You're going to throw a battle pass in a single player game? No. And
what?
Yes,
what?
Single player games are supposed to have one release, maybe a DLC added, right? That is how you monetize a single player game. Now, I can see the argument of having a more expensive game, like an $80 to $90 game if it's single player, because the only monetization you're going to get out of that game is the sale of the game. That's it. That is your monetization. Yeah. But then you have a game like Diablo, the newer Diablo 4, they have the sale of the game, the DLCs, and they have battle passes, and they have different cosmetics you can just straight buy. They have a whole store listed in their options and stuff. That's over monetization. That's well over monetizations. Like I said, that's why
Right.
I like Fortnite. I like Overwatch, but they over monetize. They overprice all of their stuff. Like they have good ideas on how to monetize their style of game. Whereas there's companies out there that like Rockstar. Rockstar's not bad. I think they should have like a $2. Like they should drop their multiplayer on the Ultimate Edition, and they should also have like a $2 subscription to their online play. And the online,
Ooh, be careful with saying
no, see,
that.
everyone gains access to everything then. Just costs $2 a month.
Yeah, I agree with it. But you should have seen all
Yeah.
the people crying about that. They're like, "Oh, this is the Rockstar going to get greedy and they're going to go to subscription based for GTA Online." And it's like, greedy? They give you all the DLC and expansions for free. They said the
Yeah.
only thing they charge you for right now is freaking shark cards. But you don't really need a shark card if you actually play the game the way it's meant to be played. It's not hard to make money to buy the stuff in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It really isn't. The shark cards are for those lazy people that just want the stuff that are impatient, which there's a lot of impatient people out there, and Rockstar knows it. So it's like, well, here, if you want stuff quicker, here's some shark cards, but we're giving you everything else for
Well,
free.
let's make an overall assessment of people in general. Somebody is going to find something to bitch about.
Yep.
Somebody is
Oh,
going to find
absolutely,
something
100%.
they don't like. If you
Yeah,
do one thing, somebody will find some way to spite it because there's just hateful people out there.
100%.
So if they decided to do a subscription base, you're going to have the people say, well, why was 5 free to play? Why was that? You know? Whereas
Right.
if they don't do a subscription base, people will complain that, oh, well, we should have did this. They could have gave us that DLC for free. They could have gave us this for free. Why
Yeah.
are they charging us
Well,
for everything?
that reminds me of the Destiny community as you say that. So, like, before when they did the final shape and they had 3 seasons after final shape before the next expansion, Edge of Fate came out. Come to third expansion, people were crying. There's no reason to grind, There's no new armor, no new weapons. It's all
Wow.
reskins. There's nothing to grind, nothing to grind. For months, they cried. Or Bungie's like, okay, hold my beer. They drop Edge of Fate. They drop the tier system, the gear tier system, where it's tier 1 through tier 5 on armor and weapons. They made it a little bit. You actually had to play the game and grind different difficulties to get the better stuff, like most games do. Well, then they cried. And they said, "Well, the game's too grindy now."
Well,
Like,
let's
wait a
be
second.
fair. With Destiny, they have never been able to set anything that makes everybody
No,
happy. That's the problem.
no,
Destiny
no.
1 did the
Everybody they
same
bitch no matter
thing.
what.
You
Yeah,
had to go to places to collect items to make your weapons better. Well, what happens when, oh, well, we're going to change the weapon system now? It's
yeah,
the problem is with any community game, like I said, somebody is going to cry about something.
yeah. The game company can't win no matter what they do. It's like
No,
the best example is what the Helldivers CEO said. It's not a good game if it's for everyone,
no. And that's the thing.
and he's right.
GTA
He's
is
hundred
not
percent
going to
right.
be for everybody because
Correct. Right. Just
GTA,
like 5 was.
yeah, GTA, the basic online, that when that comes out, is either going to be a standalone title, sort of like what they did with Fortnite, because Fortnite's multiplayer is separate from its single player campaign. So it's
Well,
going
it
to be
wasn't.
one of
Yeah,
those.
but GTA 5 was the same way. The
Yes, but
GTA
you
Online's
could
a
access
standalone.
it all with one thing. I'm talking about them making an entirely separate game with its
Well,
own
I don't
like
know.
purchases. You know,
Okay. I'm
that
not sure. I
way,
mean, that's 50. I don't know if they're gonna do that or how they're gonna do that.
if they're going to be money hungry, I could see them easily doing that because then they can
Oh,
say,
yeah,
"Hey,
absolutely.
we could sell you GTA 6 And now we can sell you the multiplayer for it. You
Right.
know?
Well, now people are like, well, you already have to do that with GTA 5. You have to buy GTA Online. But they don't tell you the part like, no, if you buy GTA, the base game, you get the online for free. But if you
Yeah.
don't want to buy the base game for $50 because you don't care about the single player stuff, they charge $20 for the online. So it's
Yeah.
like, well, it's like it says it right there. It's like it is free if you buy GTA 5. But if you don't want GTA 5 and you just want online, well, you got to pay $20. And I think that's kind of fair if you ask me.
Yeah.
See, that's why
You know,
I think so. For an online in mass game, I personally would say they should do subscription form. Now, you look at other games like your Final Fantasy 14 and World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft at one point was the biggest game in existence. In
that's true.
existence. And it's still
You're
going
right.
pretty strong today. They live off of a monthly subscription. And that's the only way
And they
to,
charge what, $10 a month?
it's like 15, but that's the only way to make a game fair, right? Like,
Yeah.
I
Now,
don't,
I'd be okay with subscription base if you weren't charging me for the DLC.
and that's the thing. So DLC should be single player driven. Um, Depending
Oh,
on the
okay. You're
DLC,
right.
in my opinion, DLC should be single player driven, unless you're like an MMO style, which that makes more sense. But if you make a subscription to a game like Grand Theft Auto, like a DLC will open another part of the map. The DLC's 20
Well,
bucks. But
well, the DLCs for GTA isn't really. It's more or less it's adding content, not like adding to
yeah.
the map. It's content like adding new heist, like multiplayer stuff to actually do in the game.
And see, the way they should monetize and the way they should create is similar to how other major games do it. In my opinion, the best way to do it is on your DLCs, that's when you add to the map. Um,
Oh, right.
Missions should just come off of your subscription. Like I say, if you set a subscription to $5 a month, that's less than half the price of Netflix. You know what I mean? And you have, let's say you
Yeah.
have a million players, you're getting $5 million a month.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's only going to
Which
cost.
I would
You would?
go ahead. Sorry. I would say I would if GTA did a subscription base and they did a standalone title like Nick said, but it was free other than the obviously monthly subscription, and it was like $5, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. Like if you have
As
something.
long as we got stuff, as long as they weren't charging for everything else with missions and stuff that they add later on.
Yeah. And if you
But
look
it's
at a
like I'm already paying monthly to pay your game,
if you look
play
at a
your game.
price point, right? The price point of
Yeah,
$5 a month, if you're spending $5 a month, that's only $60 a year. So you're
true.
paying for a less than cost of AAA title. You're paying for a game
Yeah,
like that, $60 once a year. You don't have to stay subscribed
right.
the whole year. Let's say a couple months you don't play online. You don't have to subscribe to it. But maybe in 5 years you have, months of subscription for it. And to me, that's worth it. That also gives the developer incentive to release new things, cool things. And they're getting, like I said, if they have a million players online, they're getting $5 million a month. And that's not counting any kind of DLC stuff that they drop to increase the size of the map or something like that. If you have new missions, that drops in the game. You're paying, like, they're getting 5 million a month for these
Right.
players to run the game. That's where you're building your community, dropping new missions and stuff like that. The DLCs will add a new zone, a new area that you can go into, and maybe you cannot access that zone unless you buy the DLC. You have that choice. You could still play the original online whatever and subscribe, $5 a month to be able to access that. So a game like that, in my opinion, that deserves a subscription base. Now, where it gets hairy is once they add the other stuff, adding, I want to spend, $80 out of my own money and buy in-game currency to be able to go buy cars in game. Now, to me, that's
Yeah,
almost
by the shark card.
Yep, that's pay to win, because you now have a faster car than me. You could just go buy one because you spent money out of pocket.
No, yeah, but you can still earn it, just like in Warframe.
Yeah, you could still earn it, but it's still pay to win because you can get it instantly. I cannot.
Right.
Yeah.
But is it, well, then Warframe's technically paid to win.
I mean,
right?
some of those Warframes have capabilities that ones that you get for
Are
free
insane.
don't have.
Oh, okay.
Which means if you go into any form of setting of, like, I don't remember if there was much PvP in it because I really didn't play too much PvP stuff. But if you go into anything like that and you have a maxed out Warframe with this ability and this skill because you bought it, isn't that technically pay to win?
It absolutely is.
Right.
Now, in my opinion, how a game like Destiny did it. Now, they had ups and downs of their PvP, but I remember Destiny 1. Destiny 1, when you originally went PvP.
They killed PvP.
Well, when you originally went PvP in Destiny 1, everybody was set to the same baseline. You get to choose your skills and like your grenade, like, oh, which jump do I want? Which grenade do I want?
Oh yeah, there was a base power.
There was a
base power that everybody was set to.
Yep. So there was no real
unless it was competitive.
Yeah. So, and in my opinion, in something like Warframe, I think if you go PvP, you should be able to go into a test arena and set up whatever skin you want, or not skin, whatever outfit, whatever it's called, mech suit you want, to be able to go to PvP. And if you do PvP, you have access to everything, right?
Right.
Like,
which I guess you're right. GTA, when you think about it, it's kind of paid to win with the shark card. Now that I think about it, due to the fact that you buy that's in-game currency, the GTA money, which buys everything: the guns, vehicles, everything, and it's PvP VE online. Because if you're in a public server, there's other people that can literally kill you, or you can kill them. It's not strictly PvE.
And that's what I mean. So games like that, that's why I say a game like that should have a subscription. Yeah, have a subscription and have everyone set to the same baseline. Right? Yeah. So you're getting your money off the subscription and everyone has equal footing in the game. Here. Hey-o!
Yep. What's up, Derek? GTA even has in-game currency now. Yes, they have shark cards.
Which is terrible in my opinion. If you have an online game like that, subscription is the best because it has everybody on the same baseline, right? Oh, there's also a game coming out, which you know the craze right now. The big craze is extraction shooter. That is the big thing out right now. There's a new game releasing.
Well, depending on the game.
Well, there's a new game releasing that it costs you $1 to spawn in. Every kill you get, you gain $1.
No way. Yeah, screw that game. Ain't gonna go far.
I think it's a cool idea.
Before it launches.
I think it's a cool idea in theory because you can get paid to be a good gamer, right? Like me, if I was insanely good at shooters, I can go into that and make money. Whereas,
here's the but. What are they doing?
How it works for him, Cotton.
The biggest issue is what are they doing to prevent hackers?
I don't know. I just read a thing about this game, how it costs $1.
That's where the issue. Yeah, that's where the biggest issue is going to lie. Is the cheaters.
That's every game. Any game that has an online, any game PvP. I mean, even going back to your Destiny stuff, how many people cheated and hacked in Trials of Osiris?
Dude, they were doing it. Dude, they hacked the day one raid. Exactly. 75% of the last day one raid we had were cheaters. 75% of the teams were cheaters, and it's like, wait, you cheated in a PvE event? What? Are you that bad at a game? Seriously?
So thinking about that, if a AAA studio like Bungie couldn't even prevent it, what
Right.
makes, you know?
But there is games out there that have good anti-cheat systems. Like Battlefield does a pretty good job at doing it, where like Call of Duty doesn't. I think it depends on the anti-cheat system they have too. Is like if you're paying $1, you better have a pretty good anti-cheat system on your game.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing with that also is,
So that's
so
the crazy part.
a game like that is for more hardcore players. Obviously, you're not going to get your random,
Yeah.
like, we probably won't play it. We might dabble in it just to see how it is once.
No.
Spend $5,
I'm
go
decent.
play it.
I'm decent in Battlefield and Call of Duty. I ain't paying $1 to spawn in a game. I ain't that good.
Well, how a game like that monetizes is like, I don't know their exact monetization, but in my opinion,
Yeah.
they'd probably it costs you $1 to do that, and the way the game would make money is maybe it should be you get 75 cents per kill, and a game takes a cut of that profit, right? And so
Yeah.
it's $1 to spawn in, you get a kill, you get 75 cents. So you have to have a high KD ratio.
Right.
It also depends how many people are going to play that game.
Yeah, you would, Derek. Because you know I would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how many people are going to play that game? The anti-cheat should work better because it's more of a hardcore title. You have to pay to play. It's going to be a more hardcore title, so they're
But
going to
they
have less players, but that's how they're going to make money is by those revives.
And then they can take the money they make and put it into their anti-cheat system.
Well,
But you never know.
Oh, Derek,
They might get to a point
the
where. Okay.
game currency for GTA is GTA Online, Derek. So like you do business and stuff now in GTA Online that you can make GTA money, but they have shark cards that you can kind of
It's like a loan.
buy
That's why
money.
it's called a
It's an
shark
easy way to
card.
get
It's a
money.
loan card.
Yeah, it's an easy way to get money that you don't have to actually play the game. You can just pay like $50 for $50 million.
yeah, you just explained pay to win.
Something like that.
Yeah.
but
But no, the other
it's
thing
like
with that
Warframe
game,
though. Everything for free. Like all the content, everything you get for the game is free. You know, the online part that is.
Incorrect,
Yeah.
yet correct.
going into that game with the kills and all that stuff, it might end up being where they alter it, where you pay $1, you get 10 lives, you know? That way, oh, you get a kill, it's only, you get 15 cents. So you get something back of what you spent.
Well, the way they're monetizing it like that is the dollar to respawn is so people
Yeah.
can go in to make money, right? Now,
Yeah.
it's eventually going to fail because you're going to cut out a lot of your audience that has to continually pay to play. There's going to be people with more
Marathon.
deaths than kills. Those people are going to stop
Yeah.
playing after a while. Whereas you
Marathon.
get those people who are really good at it, they're eventually going to make no money because their KD is going to even out because they're going to be playing against people equal to them.
Yeah.
Right. Because I mean that's what happened with Marathon. They made that strictly a competitive extraction shooter, and they lost all the casual players because the casual players just got sick of going and getting shit on by the sweats because it was just you got loaded in with what you got loaded in. There was no skill based matchmaking or anything. It's like or nothing for casuals to do. So it's like the casuals got sick of grinding to get their stuff just to go in for a sweat to instantly take everything they had. Like, I mean, Marathon had a lot of other issues other than that, but that was one of its biggest downfalls. Was they made it for competitive players in a niche genre. Did I say that correctly?
Well, it could be said multiple ways. It could be said niche or niche. It's
Or okay,
depending on who you talk to, it's different.
because like
Depending if you're in Europe or not.
because like Arc Raiders did it right, Tarkov did it right. Well, Tarkov they added a PVE mode.
And there's games like Arc Raiders did it right because everybody's on the same level, same footing, and that game isn't made to be.
Competitive.
Well, I mean, it is kind of made to be competitive to an extent, but if you
Right.
look at it, you
It's
can't.
the way they're
Yeah,
it's matched. It's the way the matchmaking works.
well, you don't have skills. It's not a hero-based game. Whereas Marathon,
Right. There's
you
that.
have skills. Same with Apex, you have skills.
Right.
Also, with a game like Apex, you can do all kinds of movement stuff where you do your crouch slide, jump up, jump off wall, 360, do all kinds of crazy stuff. Whereas Arc Raiders, you can't do that.
No. And like Arc Raiders 2 matchmaking is if you go in and you go strictly PvP, just going around killing everybody, eventually you're going to start getting matched with only PvP players. If you go in casual, just killing robots, avoiding people, not messing with killing people, human players, you eventually get made with casuals, the same people that are just killing the AI and not bothering with doing PvP.
Mm-hmm.
That's how their matchmaking works. It's based off of what you're mainly killing is how the algorithm works. So if I'm killing mainly people, I'm going to get thrown into lobbies that's more PvP. If I'm just killing AI and avoiding killing people, I get thrown in more PvE lobbies.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's kind of a good way how Arc Raiders did it. Where if Marathon would have done something like that, I think Marathon would have had a better chance.
Yeah.
Instead of being just strictly a competitive game, especially in a small genre game. That was the problem.
Yeah, the problem is it was made to be too much of a sweat game. You're not
Yeah.
going to get...
Yeah, Derek, they balanced Arc Raiders pretty good, actually, with the balance, how they did
Yeah,
it.
and you look at Tarkov. Tarkov is also pretty balanced. Everyone has the same type of thing.
Yeah.
Again, it's not hero based. Like Apex
Right.
is hero based. Marathon is hero based. Now it's not technically hero based. It's you have a load.
You have abilities and stuff.
Yeah, you don't choose a
We're
character,
like Tarkov,
but you choose a type, right?
Yeah.
You choose a
We're like
type where you
Tarkov,
have...
you're just a soldier. You're going and getting guns, grenades, ammo, body armor.
Yeah,
And
everybody
everybody can get that
Yeah,
stuff.
when you're loaded into the game, everybody is set the same and streamlined to where nobody has one advantage over someone else. It's luck in finding the weapons and the gear, and also it's skill in how well you use those found weapon and gear. Whereas Apex...
Yeah, and you have to grind for your advantage.
Yeah, and then a game like Apex, to play certain characters, you have to buy them. All of them are purchase style
crazy.
characters. Now, the way to unlock them is just like in what you said, Warframe. Over time, you can unlock any of those characters because you get, you get in-game currency. Every time you play through, you level up and you get the little loot crate things. They give you stuff for the characters, and they also give you in-game currency type things. And you could buy in-game currency too. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It takes a while. You could buy in-game currency too and just unlock the characters, which to me, again, that's pay to win. I like Apex. It's a lot of fun. I don't like how they have the movement because it turns it into too much of a sweat, like a massive sweat game, and I don't want to sweat like that. Now, Marvel Rivals and Overwatch do a great job because all their characters on release are accessible to everybody, right? And if you want, you can go play competitive and play sweat. There might be a weekend on a Saturday where I want to play competitive. I want to be sweaty. I'm like, yeah, let's see how high I can get. Let's see how good I am. And I can choose to do that. In Marathon, you load in, you're playing sweat from start to finish, period. There's only sweat in that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah, right now that's all that's in the game because the game's basically borderline dead except for sweats that really like the game.
All right, we've ran on that topic for a while. Any ending thoughts on the monetization of games and the over monetization, how they have it?
Well, the only thing I wanted to add was with the monetization is I wish 2 games would get rid of battle passes. Battlefield and Call of Duty.
3 games.
Go back to their old ways.
3 games. No Assassin's Creed should have a fucking battle pass in it.
No, not for a single player game. You're correct. But like, I miss Battlefield and Call of Duty when They launched the game. You could either buy the standard edition or the premium edition. And the premium edition gave you all the years worth of DLC. You paid $100. You got the base game. You got all 4 DLCs that were coming through that year, with the where each DLC came with 4 maps, guns, skins, whatever. Same with Call of Duty. If you didn't want to pay the $100, you could pay $60 for the base game, and then later when the DLC dropped, you could buy that DLC pack for like 12 or $15.
Mhm.
You know, I wish they'd go back to that instead of the battle pass, because with the battle pass, we're getting less content, and you're paying more.
Mhm.
You know, because you're buying that battle pass, and the pass is mainly full of skins, and you only get like 1 or 2 weapons and maybe 1 map per game mode, or 2 if you're lucky. Where back in the day we were guaranteed each DLC drop, you got 4 maps and like four new weapons.
Mhm.
And
Sphinxy,
you don't get that now.
any final
Yeah.
thoughts on the monetization of games?
That's my
The problem with the monetization of games is, as long as technology and all that increases, people will pay to play. And
Yeah.
the other problem is, as long as you give people option of cosmetic, they're gonna pay to look good. So
You're not wrong.
if they keep increasing the price of games and adding loot crates and stuff like that, and making skins, and people keep paying it, the prices of games are always going to keep increasing.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to change.
No,
That kind of goes along the line with Call of Duty will never change if people keep buying it. You know, they bitch the game is worse every year, but it's like, why do you keep buying it?
Todd, these are final
They don't-
thoughts, not return to other thoughts.
yeah.
My bad. I'm just. But you had a certain thing that you could literally talk hours on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you could just keep going with just this topic for like the next 5 hours if you want.
Hey folks, this is No Luck from the Gamer Dadz podcast. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.